Black Ops 7 is a disaster right now. Whether if it's the community feedback, the player numbers, or the sales numbers, none of it bodes well for this game. So Activision, I have a question for you. Do you still think you're too big to fail? Because you're failing in front of our very eyes as we speak. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Ferocity here. It's pretty clear people don't like Black Ops 7. And I think it's a result of over half a decade of complacency from Activision and its executives. It's the direct result of having zero competition in this space. And now that Battlefield 6 is here, players have a choice. And it seems like players are choosing Battlefield 6. But it's not only the fact that Battlefield 6 is here, Black Ops 7 fails where other Call of Duty games succeed, primarily the campaign. I don't want to beat a dead horse anymore, but that's where a lot of the negativity comes from. And then, of course, it bleeds into a multiplayer that has good elements. Like, I still have fun at times on the multiplayer, but it has a lot of warts. Desync being one of its biggest issues, hit detection being another, but overall, it being kind of underwhelming for a billion-dollar franchise at this point in time. The expectation should be higher. The result should be better. And it simply isn't that. Now, I don't want to speak too much on zombies because I haven't played it a ton. What I have played, I've enjoyed. But nonetheless, the overall complexion of Black Ops 7 screams mediocrity, screams complacency, screams lack of competition. But there is competition this year. And they tried to do some damage control. They tried to give the community a little bit more of what they wanted, but it was too little, too late. Players have moved on. They've decided to change their purchasing habits. They've decided to try different games because Call of Duty just doesn't cut it anymore. I mean, look at this. Black Ops 7 launch weekend sales were 50% lower compared to Black Ops 6 in Europe across physical and digital sales. So what, do you think that 50% of players just skipped off and joined Game Pass? Is that what you think? Or is there a real issue with Black Ops 7? Same thing goes with its sales comparatively to Battlefield 6, where Black Ops 7 sales were 63% lower than Battlefield 6 in Europe. What can you say about that? Everyone's just playing Game Pass, right? Everyone's playing Game Pass and no one can on Battlefield, so that's why you see the discrepancy. I thought they were too big to fail. These numbers showcase that they're failing, that the decisions that they are making are finally biting them in the ass, and rightfully so. The way they have treated this franchise, the way they have milked this franchise over the last half decade has been an insult to us all. And now the chickens are finally coming home to roost. I really hope this means a new direction for Call of Duty in the future, but it'll probably just lead to layoffs. It'll probably just lead to talented people being replaced by AI, because that's the way Activision does things right now. There's no reflection. There's no change of course. It's deflect, deflect, deflect. They'll blame us, the community. They'll blame their developers. They'll blame anyone but themselves. The ones that are collecting six-figure paychecks while sitting in a boardroom thinking of what way they can screw this community next. What we've received simply isn't good enough. And this isn't me saying I hate Black Ops 7. I don't mind the game. I don't. But to think that it's good enough? No. It's not. I can still enjoy bad games. I can still enjoy games that don't meet my expectations. But I'm not going to pretend that this game meets my expectations just because I enjoy playing it. It hasn't met my standards. It's as simple as that. And I know many of you are in the same boat. You guys feel the same way. And just look at the Steam numbers. I know they're not the be-all, end-all, and I know a lot of you guys like to discredit it. But it matters. The fact that this game has barely been able to inch over 100,000 players while having a free-to-play mode, while having another multiplayer experience inside of it, and then this one is troubling. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It showcases a clear decline in the popularity of Call of Duty. It should send a message to Activision. But like so many of you, they'll discredit it. Say there's BattleNet numbers. Say there's Game Pass numbers that dwarf whatever's going on Steam. If that's the case, reveal them. You want to be treated as the big bully? Bully the other games. Showcase just how much more engagement you have. Stop cowering behind anonymity. Let your players know what's going on. The problem is, it's not the players you're scared of, it's your investors. You're scared of actually being held accountable for a game that doesn't retain players like it used to. For a franchise that should achieve higher numbers than it's currently achieving, but you can't because you want to turn a higher profit. It's embarrassing, and everybody can see through it. So the conclusion here, guys, is that Black Ops 7 was a mistake. There's some real potential with this game outside of the campaign. I think multiplayer has something to offer. I think Zombies has something to offer. But none of it matters because it's overshadowed by over half a decade of complacency, by over a half a decade of incompetency, both of which handcuffing the potential of Black Ops 7. It still boggles my mind that they didn't think of just releasing a Black Ops 2 remaster this year. Would have gone over a lot better. I think a lot of people would have flocked to it. They would have enjoyed reliving that experience yet again. Providing some more post-launch content as well. That would have been really cool. Would have been something different for once. And yeah, it might not have been able to compete one-to-one with Battlefield 6, but it's clear you're not competing one-to-one with Battlefield 6 right now. So it's as simple as that. That's the situation we're in right now. We're dealing with a franchise that has lost the plot. With an executive team that believes they're too big to fail, while showcasing that they're all about failing. That their decision-making has led this franchise down a dark future. And a dark present, to be honest. It's going to be interesting to see how Call of Duty navigates this moving forward, because the overall community sentiment has shifted overwhelmingly negative. But rightfully so. Some of my favorite YouTubers that I've watched for years, like Driftor, have talked about just how far Call of Duty has fallen. When you have guys that supported this franchise so vehemently, like Exclusive Ace, creating secondary channels because they didn't want to deal with the hate on their primary channels, is telling. The community is pissed off. And the only ones that can right the ship are the developers, are the executives. It's time to change course. It's time to adapt and evolve. Stop thinking the evolution comes from the movement. The evolution comes from the formula, from what works and what doesn't work, what resonates and what doesn't. And I'm sorry, the story you went with in Black Ops 7 didn't resonate. Why? Up to you to figure out. I think the writing's on the wall, and I think it's pretty clear to see. But it's up to you to open your eyes. It's up to you to make the decision to be better. And I know this sounds like I'm giving a motivational speech to a child, but that's how you have to treat these people. They're literal children. They have a toy that they don't want to give up, that they're ruining in front of your very eyes. And they don't want to change, they don't want to do anything different, but they have to. Or the worst outcomes will become reality. And that sounds harsh, that sounds like hyperbole, but let's be real here. Are you guys really that jazzed for Modern Warfare 4? Are you really that jazzed for another Infinity Ward Call of Duty? Yeah, me neither. That's what's happening. That's what's coming. So, that's really all I wanted to say today. That's all I wanted to get through in today's video. Black Ops 7 is a bit of a disaster. Doesn't mean it doesn't have its fun moments. Doesn't mean that it doesn't have its redeeming qualities. It does. But there's more important things than just focusing on the redeeming qualities. You have to focus it on the entire picture of what the game is right now. And it's just a complete mess at the moment. A complete and utter mess. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down below in that comment section. Let me know how you're feeling about Black Ops 7, what you like, what you don't like. But also, if you haven't bought the game, why? I'd love to hear that feedback as well. So thank you guys again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.